Days ago, European Union Commission's Vice President Valdis Dombrovskis told AFP news agency that efforts to win approval for an investment deal between China and the EU were effectively on ice. In an interview, he said, "We now, in a sense, have suspended political outreach activities from the European Commission side." A spokesperson from the EU Commission also told Deutsche Welle the ratification process had not yet begun and was subject to a legal review. And according to Valdis Dombrovskis, ratification process was now effectively paused, as it cannot be separated from the evolving dynamics of the wider EU-China relationship. The Investment Pact, or the EU-China Comprehensive Agreement on Investment, or CAI, it would offer European companies access to Chinese markets and facilitate Chinese investment in Europe. It also covers sustainable development provisions and set rules that prevent state assistance from unfair competition. The pact must be ratified by the European Parliament, and the process could take a year. But in March, the EU imposed the sanctions against China, allegedly for human rights violation in its Xinjiang region. I was in Xinjiang myself in March and recorded the daily life of Uyghur people there. Apart from the lies and false allegations the EU had propagated against China, they also forget an important thing. The United Nations has its own protocol and review process when and if such human rights violations are reported. Without going to the United Nations and international organization for a verdict, the EU has unilaterally made its own decision, like the US and Canada. China, facing such treatment, has called for the UN Security Council summit to diffuse the heightened political tensions, and in the meantime has made it clear ideological differences shall not influence its focus on negotiations for trade and business relationships. German Chancellor Angela Merkel mentioned during a recent conversation with Chinese President Xi Jinping, she hoped with joint efforts from both sides, the EU-China investment agreement will take effect at an early date. The conflicting opinions among the group will probably pose the biggest hurdle following Brussels' chaotic vaccine program rollout. It is naive if the EU thinks allying with the US to put pressure on China will win them any ground. Historically, the US has rarely allied with the EU on any front, and former President Donald Trump once said he doesn't really care about the EU, but the US only. President Joe Biden has also backed the suspension of vaccine patents, which Germany, the leader of Europe's pharmaceutical industry, has openly objected to. Using political force to impact an economic agreement is not only disgraceful, but will also make the EU lose one of the world's largest markets. EU should make its independent decision reasonably instead of tagging along with the United States.